Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes, though. She go. We go. They go. Like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovus. Popovus TV, that's the show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, come on in. Over here, we deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, Popovisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you exit and diddy to the left, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos. And if it's not your first time, y'all been fucking with the kid, you know how I do, and you know how I like to start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. And we in the end game, people, because a few days ago, you know, ASAP Rocky and Rihanna, you know what I mean, they had the internet buzzing with the announcement of their, you know, baby that they're expecting. And much congratulations to them, you know what I mean? It's bound to happen. They've been together for a while. And when you fuck without condoms, yeah, you're going to probably have a baby. But what I found more interesting than them finally coming out or, you know, them having, you know, expecting is on the timeline. Up and down, timeline. You know, everybody's announcing, everybody's happy, everybody's celebrating. I get it. She got millions of followers. But what I looked at with the side eyes, like, some of those same people, they wasn't promoting a man album like that. You know, even though he's a nobody, he might be L. Trashington from around the block, still wasn't promoting him. Still wasn't bigging him up, letting the people know what he doing. People wasn't promoting their little cousin hair braiding business, pandemic popped off. People, you know, took the proverbial entrepreneurial jump, you know what I mean, and try to do something different. You don't really see a lot of people bigging that up. But you're black. And, you know, it is what it is. I thought that was a, you know, a funny observation because a lot of times we push and we promote the buffoonery. You know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high, like the O'Shea Jackson nigga, like, you know what I mean? Celebrity junk. And so people was more excited and happy about them expecting, you know what I mean? Like it was their family member. And then you had some people that, you know, obviously fellas was wishing it was them, you know what I mean? With they dusty asses, like, dang, she should have had my baby, and woo, 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 and he a regular nigga. Like, niggas watching you fucking so they can hate on your bitches. Niggas breaking the rules. Nigga, yeah, that's a Rick Ross reference. And, you know, even when he first got with her, people was side hating. Harlem nigga, like, you know, what he got that maybe you don't have. What he got is her, and now she pregnant. And again, congrats to them. But it's just funny to see that, you know, people, they run with the with the gossip and the celebrity gossip, as opposed to trying to help your people push forward. You know what I mean? And get some more eyes on them. Get people talking about them. Get people buzzing about what they doing. You know what I mean? As opposed to somebody else. And speaking of babies, I mean, y'all see the thumbnail, you see the title. And, you know, Nick Cannon that is now, right? Like, he just came out and he on some LeBron James, like Tom Brady, not one, not two, not three, not here. Like he up to 8 golden rings on, you know, how to have a baby. And this is the 8th baby moms. And, you know, the funny thing about this story, you know what I mean, is this is, I don't recall her name at the moment, and we live, so I could look it up, but I'm not. It's not that important. She was Johnny Manziel's ex-wife, and then they got divorced right after. He couldn't, stay off the juicy juice, having problems with alcoholism and drugism. And when he came out, I think he was the #1 draft pick, Johnny Manziel. 5 years later, how I'm out of man still. Draft day, A. Wiggins, and he a first-time all-star this year too. Fuck that other side, bitch. We stay winning. Like, is it a come up for her? Yeah, she was on the Wild 'N Out show with Nick Cannon and shit. And for those that's new, that's tuned in, that's gonna see this video later, and you're not really familiar, you could go see the other video I did. Nah, I'm just playing. What I said in the other video about Nick Cannon when I did my comments and my thoughts on Nick Cannon as far as having so many baby mothers and being the father. Like, it's dad and then it's the father. Like in Guardians of the Galaxy, he said, you might have been your daddy. Well, I mean, but he might have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. You know what I mean? It's hard to raise kids when you're not there. Even though you may have, the financial means. You could just board a jet plane and pop up in Malibu, and you can just go to the basketball game, or you can, pay for the services that you may need for your baby mothers when they raising a child at a young age. You know what I mean? When you always got to be with the baby, and baby need certain things, or the child needs certain things, and the bags got to get carried upstairs. Shit like that. He probably could, slide some bread towards it to pay for those services. And when you a big fish and you rich, you could do those things. But my thing is, what's enough? Like, you got more rings than motherfucking Thanos. Like, you know what I mean? Not 1, not 2, not 3, like being funny, but I'm not. LeBron James, Tom Brady just retired with 7 rings. You got 8 baby moms, and obviously Mariah Carey, she was his wife. And the thing is, with the ladies, that's cool with this shit. Yeah, you get in the bag, because obviously for Shorty, Johnny Manziel, he didn't really pan out to be anything. Came out the #1 draft pick, obviously come from a rich background, a rich family, you know what I mean? So you lit, and you in the inner circles, like the coaches that's being hired in the NFL right now. Quick, you know what I mean? Little side note. So to go from that to fuck with Nick Cannon, then be on the Nick Cannon show, and then I heard in the back office, supposedly, maybe, kind of, sort of, allegedly, that they got, that he got his gym out there in LA or wherever it's at, but she like a silent partner or some shit. So, the thing is, you cool with just being the baby moms, even though the bag come attached with it, or do you add some more, substance to it, or you don't even give a fuck in today's age we living in? Which brings me to this shit. You know what I mean? This is also one of the things that had the internet blazing. And I spoke about, Kevin Samuels as well. And the thing is about, real quickly, when I first seen the video, obviously he wasn't as big as he was now, and that's the average at best video. But I had never really seen no other videos as well. So I wasn't like, I wasn't shocked and amazed. Matter of fact, when you put the beat on, like Biz Markie, rest in peace, when you put the beat on, you will be shocked and amazed. Well, I wasn't shocked and amazed when you put the beat on. It was like, I thought it was interesting, the interaction with him and the sister, and her rating herself, average, etc. You know what I mean? But the point is, now when you watch a video, when you see, you never know who's watching. So what I'm talking about, obviously in the thumbnail, you see that Nicki Minaj, which I don't follow, her Queen radio show, but she had him on as a guest, and a lot of people was talking about it, in these YouTube streets, in these social media platforms, and they should have never let me. Like, yo, I'm here now. And, they hooked up. And what I found interesting, a few things, actually. One, she's married, even though when he asked her was she married, she really didn't say an answer. She just was like, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't say yes, or throw the ring up, like throw your rocks in the air. You know what I mean? And, you should have put a ring on it. And some people were saying it was just a ploy, that she really is not. I don't know if she is or not. Maybe, kind of, sort of, allegedly. The point is, she went like this. And then also, if she is, or even if she's not married, but she got a man. Obviously, she just had a baby. Why the fuck you care what Kevin Samuels rates you? Now, I know he rated Sweeney, Sweetie, you know what I mean? Who else? Kelly Rowland's Motivation, like, you can keep going. he rated Beyonce. So you know, a lot of hoopla was surrounded about by these ratings, if you will. You know, men rate, you know, like women rate, we rate. You average at best, you a 5, and also beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So just because, you know, he says she was a 9, which I think he was all the way capping. Now, I mean, she even rated herself a 7, so that was interesting. But when she came out and she said, you know, ladies, you know, we need to just start focusing on, keep the focus on us and being successful and not worrying about whether niggas want us or not. And then she also was doing like funny movements. I was getting like the coach for the Giants when he was at his press conferences and the eyes was all looking crazy. She wasn't that crazy with it. And maybe, again, because I don't follow her, I'm not really familiar with like her movements. And obviously you see a video of Nicki Minaj, etc. She could do a little crazy shit. But to see that that's, I guess, how she normally is. Like for X, for instance, rest in peace, who I met a few times. You know what I mean? Had the presence and the pleasure of running into X. You know how you hear people be like, dog, and you know how he is. He really is like that. So, you know, it just may be levels. It may not be on 100 all the time if you ever run into him. And obviously the people that know X, they know what I'm talking about. So maybe that's how she is in the real life and not, you know what I mean? Like in the real life. Maybe that's how she be doing the funny movements and all the so other crazy shit. But me watching it, I was just like, she looking kind of crazy for some of the stuff she was doing. You know what I mean? And I know I'm not the only one that thought that, because y'all know I be in the comments checking the temperature, etc., seeing what the people were saying and what it's hitting for. And a lot of people were saying drugs and medication, and maybe she was nervous. And, you know, it's on her platform. She got over, what, 8 million, 10 million, some shit like that followers. And now he on the come up too. But what I also find interesting about the encounter is that people is saying that, and don't get me wrong, Nicki Minaj is a big deal. You know what I mean? Obviously in the entertainment world. Millions and millions of records. Considered one of the, you know, best female rappers, if you will. You know, and obviously been in a few little movies now, little roles and shit. Because she a big deal, even at 39. But it's like almost she validated, like, his status now. You know what I mean? But he already did the No Jumper. He already did Joe Budden's podcast. He already did, you know, the T.I. joint, which never really came out because T.I. was on a slippery slope dealing with the fuckery that he was dealing with the allegations of, y'all know what I'm talking about. So it seemed like that never came out. Then he sat down with Tasha K, obviously. She a big deal, you know. Her lawsuit just came to a finalization, and now she got to pay like 1.5 million, even though she got to pay more than that. She got to pay close to 4 million. But he been, you know what I mean, in the mix with the followers, hit the plateau, and I think mainstream is coming now because, again, he was capping when he said she was a 9. You got to say, is that including the surgery? Is that including the shit she did? He was like full lips. Most you know, black women got full lips. And he was like the symmetry of her face and, you know, the slanted eyes and all that is not Asian. And again, if that's what he rate as, you know, being a 9, even though you look at some of his other ratings, if you will, and it kind of just don't add up. Plus, she gave herself a 7, even though she clearly wasn't listening when he was like, you can't use a 7. The dude, men want women to be up under them all the time and all that is like, hell no. And I think his answer was good. But back to when she was like, just focus on yourself and woo, woo, woo. And, you know, they've been using your propaganda for ammunition to try to get at chicks. And I told y'all, I'll be in the YouTube streets. You got the red pill, you got the blue pill, Neo, you choose. You got the pink pill, you got the mayonnaise, you got all this shit that I was totally unaware of, you know, a couple months back. So it's all fascinating to see that it's actually fake online gender wars. And people are like, why are you on this page? And, you know what I mean? You defending people you don't know. And it's really, really funny when you be in the comments. And it's entertaining. It also shows where the level of education and intelligence is too with a lot of people, even though a lot of people is trolls. But, you know, when he answered her, when his rebuttal to her was, you know, it's been heard on both sides. And I'd always get me going too when people be like, who hurt you? Like, you gonna go beat the motherfucker up, you know, women that is. If it was a nigga mom's, what you gonna go whip his mom's ass? Or you gonna go have a conversation with her? You know, people always say it as like, all right, you being sarcastic, but okay, we all been hurt. We all human. We all feel shit. So your point of saying that is to say what? Say that the shoe does fit. Then what? You gonna be the counselor? You know what I mean? But he was like, it's hurt on both sides. But pretty much he was like, we off that. You know what I mean? And the answer that he gave was like it's not really what I be saying on the show, and men don't really care about how successful you are as a woman. You know what I mean? You could be successful, all you want. In fact, it shows that you're less likely to, you know what I mean? Because you're focusing more on your career than the relationship. And if that's what you want to do, then this is your life. Like, this is your life. You live yours. La, la, la. This is your life. You live yours. So nobody really should tell you how to live your life. They can advise you, and you can take it or leave it. Take the good with the bad. But he pretty much was like, we off that wave. Like, we so over here now. Now that y'all gave me the platform. Now that y'all use y'all hate, like 50 Cent said, I need your hate so I can use it for the fire on ambitions, of a hustler. Hustler's ambition. Like, he used that in all of the backlash that he got with the being gay and all this other shit, pulling up records and shit. And he took off to the moon, even though he been putting in work. And then now he's saying, instead of entertaining that shit, I'm about to go over here. I see Steve Harvey. People in the comments like he gonna interview Oprah next, or Oprah gonna have him come on the show and woo 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 and and Academics was like he hit his plateau. And then you see another crazy collaboration. Speaking of NicKi and KeViN, you see Hassan Campbell, that is, Rock Your Snot Box, the other channels I be talking about. Him and Academic, they linked up. And I don't know if you can say set their differences aside. I think it was more, Hassan speaking his mind on the drill shit and the Chicago shit, and obviously, people losing their lives over internet bullshit. So they came together, they collaborated. Definitely, people was like, it was a good look, and and to Academics, not to say his defense, but what he said in the video I was saying, he was like, he always was with going to other platforms or bringing other people onto his platform and making collaborations. He never was against, not sharing the wealth or sharing the spotlight. And you see some people do be haughty when they get a little something. They want to keep it to themselves, like me, mine. You know what I mean? So, shout outs to them scumbags too. But what you think of the interaction, with NicKi and KeViN? Obviously, I've been wanting to come on your show, so you've been watching like a lot of people. And then she was like, she only seen clips. She ain't really watched the whole thing. I think she could have been more prepared, and because it was her platform, he kind of let her live a little bit. Like, can I live? He let her live a little bit. Nick Cannon, the 8th baby. Is he the bad guy? Like, say hello to the bad guy, or is it the women making the choice to say, oh, no, I know he not wifing me. I know he not putting a ring on it. Beyonce bling blow. You know what I mean? Nicki Minaj like she's supposed to be married. It's just a baby arrangement. You the baby father, I'm the baby mama. We're going to take some pictures together. You're going to make sure I'm good, right? Like, you're going to make sure I'm good. And then I'm good. I'm good with the situation. What about when it ain't all good? Like, it was all good just a week ago. What about when it's not all good? And this is for people to not be like him. Again, the reason why I talk about gossip, or the shit that happens in the entertainment world on occasion, because that's what I feel like doing on Pop Up His TV. Yeah, we live, we rolling. This is my channel, so I do what I want, and if you rock with it, you rock with it. Good looking. You know what I mean? And if not, then you unsubscribe. But everybody's not them, and obviously that's more of financially. Obviously, these are people that's big fish. They rich, so they can do shit that's not normal. When you see Fat Joe, pull out what's the side note real quick, even though it's relevant to what I'm saying. Got the $4 million watch, took off a gold watch, or not some diamond watch, put another one on, and it's like, people in the comments like, yeah, you rich, but why do people that get on social media and floss it and flaunt it, have regular folks killing themselves over shit that they probably never gonna attain? When you don't got the work effort, and you probably won't get lucky and hit the lotto. You gotta work, can't just do lip service. But back to them not being regular in the sense, yeah, they are human. When you see them commit suicide, when you see them get divorces, and Kanye can't see his kids, yeah, they go through the regular shit like us too. But obviously with fame, influence, and obviously the big fish, which is being rich. Well, they're like, my chain is your life and all. Shit is 500,000. Most people will never see that, you know what I mean? And so they can move different, and you could do like a Nick Cannon. The point being, for my little cousins, little nephews, You don't want to just be having babies with different women that you know what I mean, not considering making your wife or having a family. And then obviously a lot of us come from, oh, broken family. Oh, but you're black. And, you know, men, they manipulate, they do what they do, they smash, they breeze. Women manipulate, they get the kids. The situation is fucked up for everybody, especially the kid. And then, oh, life goes on. And then people is left to pick up the pieces like, damn, why is this shit affecting me 30 years later from some shit that happened when I was 10? You know what I mean? When I was 15, when I was 12. Like, oh, shit. Shit I seen my father do was crazy. Shit I seen my uncle do when my mom was out doing what she was doing, watching me is crazy. Shouldn't be seeing this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit is crazy, crazy. Shit crazy, Uncle Murder. You know what I mean? And I be playing, but I'm not. Don't have just kids just with anybody giving your seed away. Therefore, you got to give your resources away. And now you can't maintain. That's another thing that he said, KeViN SaMueLs, that is, and is very important. Because of the times with inflation and milk costing $7, even for the almond milk. Like, you know what I mean? Go to the supermarket, that shit is $7.99 for the half a gallon. I'm playing for the gallon. For those that drink almond milk, side note, being funny. But everything is up. So a salary or the wages that you was getting, as he stated, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you was able to maintain a family and go to work, and your wife could have stayed home. And, you know, you could take care of family. Can't do that now. Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, like, I'm from the city of the richest. You from Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, and I'm in New York, you know what I mean? Shit is mad expensive. Apartments is $3,500 for 2 bedrooms. 1 bedroom, $4,000, $5,000. You see people shacking up, mostly women. That's not even gay or bi or lesbian or part of the alphabet community. But they doing it because they got to pool their resources together because it's cold outside and it's rough if you don't have it. So you can't live like them. But he was saying if you're under 30, you should be building and getting your resources together so that if you do choose to, you know what I mean, have a family, you know, you making that decision and not getting caught up because you was, you know what I mean, high off the hog, or you was Hennessy'd up and you skeet, and now, you know, the ball is out of your court. And she like, yeah, I'm keeping the baby. Even though I know you totally wrong for me, totally a Pookie and Ray Ray. I know that, but yeah, I don't know if, you know what I mean, I'm just keeping the baby. Like, and there's nothing you really can do but deal with it, you know what I mean, and man up now. And a lot of times people don't. So that's my point again. So you already know what it is. It's your boy, Popovich. You was just tuned in. Popovich TV. That's the show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.